Hello friends, welcome to my channel Keep Exploring. In today's topic, we are going to discuss about coordinate geometry of class 9 NCERT textbook. In this topic, we'll discuss about Cartesian system and also how to find the coordinates of a point. So let's start. Let's consider a plane surface, or you can say a plane paper we have taken, and we have put a dot on it. Now if we ask what is the position of the dot, where the dot is, so we may say the dot is in the upper half of the paper, or we may say it's near the left edge of the paper, and some may say it is very near to the left hand upper corner of the sheet. So it depends upon how we are seeing the dot. So it creates it doesn't give a clear idea actually where the point is. So here what we can say, if we will tell that the dot is nearly 5 cm away from the left edge of the paper, then some idea we get where the point is. And if you will add something to it, like it is at a distance of 9 cm above the bottom line, means from the bottom line it is at a distance of 9 cm. Now we can get a clear idea where the dot is, because it clearly shows the position of the dot on the plane sheet. You can see here the dot is at a distance of 5 cm from the left edge and 9 cm from the bottom line. Hence we are using two information. One is the distance from the left edge and the distance from the bottom edge, and getting the position of this point. So we can position it like this. We can write the position as 5, 9. 5 shows the distance from the left edge and 9 shows the distance from the bottom edge. So from this type of positioning we can easily know where the dot is. Similar things we find in the seating arrangement. Suppose in a movie hall we see the seat numbers are given like B2, B3, B4 or B5 like this. So here it shows that when you talk of B4 mane it's the fourth seat on the row B, or when you say B5 it's the fifth seat in the row B. Like that we have different number of seat numbers like this. So E1, F2, D6 like this. So here these numbers show the position of the place. So easily we can find out where the person is if we know the position, right? So this study is called as coordinate geometry. So in this branch of maths, or you can say this branch of geometry, we know where the position of the points on the plane is defined with the help of some ordered pair of numbers, and also known as coordinates. Now ordered pair of numbers, like we have previously seen, the position of the dot like 5, 9. So the ordered pair is always written inside the bracket with the two informations regarding. Now as we see here, 5 I told as it is on the left side, and 9 cm is the distance from the bottom edge like this. So these are called as the ordered pair of numbers. These are written in an order, first left then for the bottom. Now I cannot write the same position of the dot as 9, 5, because for us first point is left edge and next point is bottom edge. But here if I write 9 is on the left and 5 is at the bottom edge, this does not represent the same point. So that we have to understand. 5, 9 is never same as 9, 5. Now you can see here, because in the first one 5 cm is the distance from the left edge and 9 is the distance from the bottom edge. So if you are considering on a sheet 5, 9, you will get it somewhere here. This is 5 cm and this is 9 cm. But if you represent 9, 5, 9 cm from the left edge, you should understand this one, 9 cm from the left edge and 5 cm from the bottom edge. So somewhere we will get the point here. This becomes 9, 5 and this we get 5, 9. So clearly it is seen that these two are not the same. Hence the ordered pairs are very much unique. Now, so these are called as coordinates. These ordered pairs are called as coordinates in the coordinate geometry. Now this study was actually developed by the French philosopher and mathematician René Descartes. So here, according to his name, as per his name, this is called as the Cartesian system also. The system that we use to describe the position of a point, that is also known as Cartesian system as per his name. So let's see what is this Cartesian system. To understand Cartesian system, just let's go back to our number line. So we have seen this number line in our earlier classes, like in integers you have seen, in whole numbers you have seen. So this number line represents some numbers, and there is a origin that we call it as a reference point. Understand the word, this is called as the reference point. So when you say reference point, that means according to this point only the number line positions are decided. As you can see here, on the right side we have all the positive numbers, and on the left side of 0 we have the negative numbers. So this point 0 is called as the reference point. So this is a simple example of a number line that we have seen in our earlier classes in the number system. Now suppose we keep this number line in an horizontal way. You can see this is an horizontal way. So this line will be called as the horizontal axis. As you can see here, it is lying horizontally. And see, here we have initiated two names we have given, that is x dash. So x dash will be called as an horizontal axis, or simply we can call it as an x axis. So horizontal axis or x axis, because it is horizontally lying. Now if we tilt this one and keep it in a vertical way, so in vertical this one we call it as a vertical axis, or else we can see we have kept the names y comma y dash. So y and y dash comes it's the axis name. Axis nothing but a line that represents some numbers here. So x axis is a horizontal and y axis is a vertical. Now to get a Cartesian system, if we can arrange these two lines in such a way that these two lines are perpendicular to each other. Now you can see here, this both axes are perpendicular to each other. X axis and the y axis are perpendicular to each other. Hence what we can say, this gives us the Cartesian system, and this plane is called as the Cartesian plane. Hence the Cartesian planes, or we can say the coordinate plane, or we can say the xy plane. And here we can see we have positive x axis, negative x axis, positive y and negative y. According to the number line we have positive x, negative x. So x dash represents the negative side of x axis, and only x represents the positive side of the x axis. Similarly, y is the positive side and y dash is the negative side, and O here it is the origin. So this total is called as the Cartesian plane, and the axis that we have is called as the coordinate axis. So axis is nothing but the plural form of axis. Since we have two axes, that's why they are called as axis. So these are called as coordinate axis together. So x axis and y axis together, they are called as coordinate axis. Now the coordinate axis, as you can see, the total Cartesian plane can be divided into 4 quadrants. 4 quadrant means 1/4 part. Quadrant means 1/4. You should understand this. Quadrant means 1/4, means 1 part out of 4 parts. So a plane surface can be divided into 4 parts. As you can see here, suppose we take the plane surface. Now this is the x axis and the y. You can easily see it is divided into 4 parts. Hence on a graph paper we can show it like this. So this is the origin where they meet, x axis and the y axis. So positive side, positive y and negative y. So to understand better the Cartesian plane, let's consider this. Now you can see here we have got a graph paper on which the axes are represented x dash, y dash. You can see here x is the positive side, x dash is the negative side. Similarly, y positive and y dash is negative. Now here we'll see what are the positions of these points. So these points you can see A, B, C, D. So they lie on which quadrants? You can see here point A lies in the first quadrant, point B lies in the second quadrant, C in the third and D in the fourth quadrant of the Cartesian plane. So see here the quadrant names 1, 2, 3, 4 are written as in an anti-clockwise. You can see here it is written we move in an anti-clockwise. So that is the way we represent the quadrants. So A, B, C, D are in the quadrants 1, 2, 3 and 4 respectively. Now let's see how to find the coordinates of a point. Now we have already learned we write the coordinates of point as per the ordered pairs, right? So let's see. Now to find the coordinates of a point, first we have to draw the perpendiculars of the point. You can see here from the point to the y-axis, from the point to the x-axis. As you can see here, from the point we have drawn a perpendicular to y-axis, that is AC. So AC is the perpendicular from A to y-axis, and AD is the perpendicular from A to the x-axis. Now let's see how it works. First thing, now we have to know what is the position of A from the y-axis. Understand this one, position of A from y-axis. As in our paper activity we have seen, we are finding the position of the dot from the left edge and the bottom edge. The same way, to know the position of A, we have to see what is the distance of A from the y-axis. Now you can see here ACOD, this forms a rectangle. So here I can say AC will be equals to OD. As you can see here, AC and OD are opposite to each other, so they are equal. Hence AC equals to OD equals to, we can say, 5 units. As you can see, the distance from O to D, the distance from O to D is 5 units. You can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units, right? So since OD is 5, AC will be also 5. Now next thing, again we can say AD is equals to OC. You can say this too, AD is equals to OC, opposite sides of a rectangle. Now that is equals to 3 units. As you can see here, OC is also 3 units. Since OC is 3 units, AD will be also 3 units, right? Now we have got a position of this point, that A is at a distance of 5 units from the y-axis and a distance of 3 units from the x-axis. So you have to get it clear. A is at a distance of 5 units. So AC is same as, just you have to find what is the perpendicular distance of A from the y-axis. Just count the units here, it is easier for us. So from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or you can just see here from O to D, that is 5 units, hence AC is also 5. Now we can see here clearly AC is 5 units and AD is 3 units. That means we can write it in this way, that the position of A is 5, 3. So 5 is the distance of A from the y-axis and 3 is the distance of A from the x-axis. So first we are finding the distance from y, then from x. Now here we see that the x coordinate of the point is its perpendicular distance from the y-axis measured along the x-axis. So here which will be the x coordinate? Here 5 is the x coordinate. You can see here 5 is the x coordinate of the point, because 5 is the perpendicular distance. You can see here the perpendicular distance from the y-axis measured along the x-axis. Along the x-axis we are measuring. You can see here along the x-axis what is the distance? 5 units. Hence 5 is the x coordinate and 3. Now what is 3? Now 3 is the y coordinate. As per the definition of y coordinate is nothing but the distance of a point from the x-axis measured along the y-axis. You can see here we have measured along the y-axis. So the distance is 3 units and this distance is 5 units. Hence 5 and 3 are the x coordinate and the y coordinate. And we have special names for this x coordinate and y coordinate, that is 5 x coordinate is called as the abscissa and y coordinate is called as the ordinate. So you have to understand the words. One is abscissa and another one is ordinate. Abscissa is the x coordinate and ordinate is the y coordinate. And you have to understand, first always we get the x coordinate, second we get the y coordinate. That's why we call it as an ordered pair. Okay, so first is the x coordinate and second is the always the y coordinate. So in this way the position of A is, we write in brackets A 5, 3. So 5 is the abscissa and 3 is the ordinate. Now similarly, let's find the position of B here. Now as you can see, B is at a distance of 6 units from the y-axis and at a distance of 2 units from the x-axis. The same thing. Now to know the position of a B, but you see here we are moving on the negative side. So to understand this one, we have to understand the sign convention. We have to understand the sign convention of the quadrants. So let's understand first what is the sign convention. Now in sign convention, what happens? We'll consider the quadrants 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now we'll see what is the sign in each quadrant. Now we can see here point A is in the first quadrant, and in the first quadrant we have positive x-axis and positive y. Hence any point on this in this quadrant will be both positive. Now moving on to the second one, we can see in this quadrant y is positive but x is negative. Hence the coordinates of the point B will be negative, positive. First negative, then positive. So negative x coordinate and positive y coordinate. Next, the third one, C. Now you can see here the point C as a negative x and negative y. Both are negative. So here both the coordinates will be negative. And in the last quadrant, that's the fourth quadrant, we can see we have positive x but negative y. Hence the position is plus minus. So you have to understand this one, plus plus, then second quadrant is minus plus, third quadrant is minus minus, and the fourth quadrant is plus minus. Now the same sign convention will use it. As we know here both are positive, so the coordinates are 5, 3 we have already seen. Now coming back to our coordinates of B, so here as we know, here it is a negative x and negative y, both are negatives. So the distance of B from the y-axis is 6 units. So instead of writing 6, here we will mention minus 6. And the distance of B from the x-axis is 2 units. So instead of writing 2, we will write it minus 2. So when you write minus 6 and minus 2, it is clearly seen that the point lies in the third quadrant, right? So using the sign convention is very much important in the Cartesian plane to know the exact position of a point. Now let's find the coordinates of these 4 points A, B, C and D. Okay, so we'll follow the same process. We will draw perpendiculars from A to the y-axis, again from A to the x-axis. It is clear now how it is found. The distance also we have seen. Now we can see clearly here distance of A from the y-axis, this distance, this is 5 units. As you can see here, from the origin you can see this one, this is 5 units, right? So along the x-axis, what is the distance you are finding? Remember, the position of A from the y-axis is nothing but what is the distance along the x-axis. Similarly, distance of A from the x-axis along the y-axis, we can see here along the y-axis, this is 3 units. Now already we have seen how we write the coordinates of a point. First the x coordinate, we'll use the sign convention 5, 3 because both are positive in the first quadrant. So 5, 3. So 5 is the x coordinate and 3 is the y coordinate. Right, moving on to the point B now. So here perpendicular of B from y-axis and again perpendicular to the x-axis. First is y-axis, we can see the distance of the point B along the x-axis. You can see along the x-axis, this is the along x-axis. So what we can write? 3 units. Now along the y-axis, we can see here it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units, right? So clearly it is seen that the units, now we will use the sign convention. Negative x is there, so minus 3, we can see here minus 3 and plus 5. So the position is minus 3, 5. So you have to clearly understand this. The sign convention is very much important. You can see here point B is at a distance of 3 units, but it is at a negative side minus 3, and B has a distance of 5 units from the x-axis. So you can see here positive one. So minus 3 along the x-axis you can see. First is the x-coordinate and then is the y-coordinate. So moving on with the third point. Similarly, if you draw perpendiculars, you can see first we will find the x-coordinate. So we'll just move along the x-axis. You can here we have a negative x and a negative y. Both are negatives. So the coordinate, what will be the coordinate then? Minus 6 comma minus 2 here. So the x coordinate is 6 units. You can see this 6 units. The distance of C from the y axis is 6 units, but we are in the negative side, so minus 6. And we are negative side of the axis, that's why we are using the y coordinate is also negative, that is minus 2. And the last one, point D, you can see here. Now clearly it is seen, point D is in the fourth quadrant. You see here the quadrant, it is in the fourth. So you can see x-axis, the x coordinate is positive and the y coordinate is negative. So the point becomes 2 comma minus 3. So it is clearly seen the points now. In the first quadrant, both are positive. Second quadrant, negative positive. Third quadrant, negative negative. And the fourth quadrant, positive negative. Now let's find the coordinates of the point on the axis. Suppose the points are on the x-axis or the y-axis, whether it is positive x-axis or negative. Let's say here. First, let's consider the point A. Now to find the position of the point A, we have to draw the perpendicular. So we have drawn the perpendicular to the y-axis, right? So here we can say that the position of the point A will be 6, 0 because we can see here the position of A. A is at a distance of 6 units. You can see here A is a distance of 6 units from the y. So that gives you the x coordinate. So it gives us the x coordinate. But to get the y coordinate, we have to find the distance of the point from the x-axis. But here we say that the point is on the x-axis. So there is no distance to find out. Hence it is 0 because it is on the line. So we cannot find any distance here. It doesn't move at all along the y-axis. You can see here the point does not move along the y-axis because it doesn't move upside or downside, right? So here the point is 6, 0. Now let's move on to point B. So first we'll find the distance of B from the y-axis, but we see that the point B is on the y-axis. That means it does not move at all. Now the distance of it from the x-axis, now it has moved 3 units. We can see the point B is at a distance of 3 units from the x-axis. The distance of B is at a distance of 3 from the x-axis. So here the coordinates comes 0, 3 because 0 is the x coordinate and 3 is the y coordinate. That means along x-axis it does not move at all. See the point B, it does not move along the x-axis, it just only moves along the y-axis. You can see here point 3 like that. We can find the coordinates of the point C, minus 4, 0. As we can see here, C is at a distance of 4 units from the y-axis, right? But it does not move neither up nor down. That means it is not moving along the y-axis, neither positive nor negative. Hence it is on the line, hence it is 0. And the last one, D. Now you can see the position of D. D is moving along the y-axis only. D has moved along the y-axis, but it does not move right or left towards the x-axis. Hence the x coordinate is 0. It does not move along the x-axis, neither along the y-axis. Its position is 0, minus 2. Now why minus 2? Because it is at a distance of 2 units along the negative direction. You can see here negative y-axis. That's why we get it as 0, minus 2. So here we see that any point on the x-axis, you can see here any point on the x-axis, the y coordinate is 0. On the x-axis, the y coordinate is 0. And on the y-axis, points on the y-axis, we can see the x coordinate is 0. You can see here the x coordinates are 0. Next, so now in Cartesian system what we have seen, first is the x coordinate of a point is the perpendicular distance from y-axis measured along the x-axis, and the x-coordinate is called as abscissa. Now, the same way, y-coordinate is the perpendicular distance from the x-axis. So remember this one, y-coordinate means the perpendicular distance from the x-axis measured along the y-axis. Next, the y-coordinate of a point on x-axis is always 0, as we saw just now. Y-coordinate is always 0 on x-axis and x-coordinate is always 0 on y-axis, because any point on x-axis does not move towards the y-axis, and any point on y-axis does not move along the x-axis. And finally, we can say the coordinates of a point on x-axis is of the form a, 0. Just now we have seen like 6, 0 or -4, 0 like this, and any point on the y-axis will be of the form like 0, 3 or 0, -2 like this. Now the last one, the coordinates of the origin is 0, 0, because it is the reference point here. It does not neither move along x-axis, neither move along y-axis, neither towards the negative x, neither towards the negative y. So this is the origin and its position will be 0, 0. It neither moves towards the x nor towards the y. Hope you have liked the video. Thank you and keep exploring.